Hello, welcome on into your workout today. So today is an A workout of the ABCs of Fitness, my weekly live series. A means it is arms and upper body strength today. And our focus today is actually a little bit of everything. We have an all over upper body strength workout. So we've got biceps and triceps, shoulders, chest and back, all getting targeted today. And of course we'll raise the heart rate, so you'll be training your heart and lungs as we go. In terms of equipment, what you need today are some dumbbells. If you have a variety of dumbbells, grab out your slightly heavier and slightly lighter options and then adjust according to how you're finding the exercise, and something to use as your fitness step. If you don't have an actual fitness step, it could just be the side of a sturdy coffee table or footstool or side of the sofa, and I'll show you options for how you can do the exercises on the floor as well, so don't worry if you don't have a fitness step, and just be sure to have some water on hand to sip as and when you need throughout the workout. So the structure of the workout today is that we have 3 circuits to get through. Each circuit has 3 exercises within it. We're going to try and do the first 2 circuits 3 times through, and then the final circuit twice through as our finisher on the end. Okay, there are inbuilt water breaks as well throughout the workout, so work hard, work to a pace that feels appropriate to you, and do choose weights that are significantly heavy for you. Remember, you can always take your weight down or do the movement without a weight if you need to. So having said all that, let's get started with our warm-up. We are quite literally starting with a nice mobilization of the shoulders here. Big shrugs up to the ears, and then as you go over and down the back, you want to feel for a bit of a stretch, front of shoulder, top of chest. Good job, and then bring it forwards from there. Over the front we come with a little bit of a spread of the shoulder blades as you come over the front here. Good job. Onwards we move, a little bit of a bigger movement pattern as we go into our arm circles. So we're trying to do controlled articular rotations or cars through the shoulder here. So we want our movements to be controlled. We want to think about tracing the greatest range of movement that you can access through the shoulder socket joint. Bring it forwards then. And as you come over the top, a little spread of your shoulder blades. So we're waking up and warming up the shoulders and also the scapula. Lovely job. A little bit of whole body movement coming up next. So we're going to go down into a squat and twist round into a rotation. Squat and twist. Warming up and waking up the whole body. Getting the spinal column moving, getting the legs warming up. I know it's an upper body workout that we'll go into when we start our circuits, but good to feel warm through and through. Good. Last couple here. Keep the squat going, and this time take a side bend, circling the arm to one side, down into your squat, circle your arm over to the other side. So again, warming up those shoulders in a slightly different movement pattern here. Through their rotation, we want to feel a little stretch in the side seam of the body and under the underarm area. Last couple here. Well done you. Squat that bottom backward as you squat. Nice tall chest, nice broad knees. Fabulous. Okay, from there, we're going to wake up our back muscles. So what I want you to do is take a broad chest. Check in with your tummy muscles. Zipping up from pubic bone to belly button, and then take a hinge, long and flat in your back. Palms and arms together beneath the face. Open, pull your elbows to the wall behind you, forwards and then under. Open, pull back, forwards, under. Open, pull back, forwards, under. Just showing you sort of with the back view here. What we're trying to do is pull our shoulders down from our ears and pull our shoulder blades down our back, and seek a muscular squeeze just under your shoulder blades, sort of where your sports bra is in that middle back. Last couple here. Fabulous. And final one. Good job you. Up you come, sort of a shake of the shoulders through, and then just onwards into a press, up and overhead on the end here. Lovely. So imagining we've got dumbbells in hands, tummy muscles taut, zipping up or anchoring in those lowest tummy muscles and pushing with purpose till you reach the top of the move. Nice. Counting you in here through 3 more and 2 more. Perfect. For 1 and down you come. Lovely. Give that a shake through. A little sip of water if you need at this stage. I'm going to get our timer set up and get us ready for our first circuit. So we're going to work to 45 seconds on, 15 15 seconds rest. Those 45 seconds, we don't rush it. We want good connection to the muscles and purposeful, powerful movements. And the 15 seconds rest, just a chance to shake it through, catch your breath. And I will coach you all the way through each and every exercise. We're starting with a bicep curl to shoulder press. Our countdown timer will count us in. Grab those dumbbells, broad chest, core secure. Here we go. Bicep curls, driving tall, bring it down, unravel. And so it goes. Good. So if you find you're able to you move your weight really quickly, your weight is probably not quite heavy enough for you. So just bear that in mind with your weight selection. Similarly, you don't want to feel like it's an absolute strain and a struggle and you're leaning backward and contorting the body or anything like that, in which case the weight might be a little bit too heavy for you. What we do want to get is a really conscious clench of your bicep muscle in the front of the arm, and then this idea of a drive from your shoulder, but with an ability to control it on the way down. Nearly there. Here come the beats. Superb. Down you come. Lovely. From there, we're going onwards into a press up. Now this can be done from the floor or with your hands on what you're using as your step. So you're either against what you're using as your step. This could be the side of a sofa, the side of a coffee table, the side of a dining table, or you could absolutely be doing your press-ups from the floor. Remembering that if you need to, the knee option is there. You want to think of your press-up as a moving plank. So as much as it's about the upper body strength work, you also want to think about the deep core muscles being active, anchoring the tummy muscles up towards your lower back. You want to descend as one plank unit and drive up as one plank unit, and again that's true whether you're in the knee version or the full version. Lower as low as you can in each and every press up. Perfect. Onwards from there, we're into a pull. We've done two versions of a push, we're into a pull. Dumbbells at the ready again. I'll come a little closer here to the screen. Broad frame, core, zipped up, secure. That hinge shape, long flat back. And then from there, the dumbbells pull backward. You see that? To your hip bones. We initiate the move by wrapping the outer back muscles toward the midline of the back. So it's sort of like you're hugging your outer back muscles inwardly. And as you do so, the shoulder blades move toward the middle of the back. We find a clench or a squeeze of the back muscles rather than holding the clench in your arms. Think about holding the load, squeezing the back muscles rather than just the arm muscles. The shoulders should open from the chest and pull down from the ears. Nice job. Rest. Lovely. Down you come. Give it a shake through. I'm turning off my fan here. We are back to the start of the circuit. Back to our bicep curl to shoulder press. Okay. So the palms face inwards. They face the thighs. We want to work with control rather than swinging. We're squeezing your bicep in your front of arm. Do minimal with the wrist. Really get this exercise to come from a bicep squeeze rather than doing too much wrist flexion. Really make it come from the elbow flexion. Drive tall from the shoulders and then come down with control and trying to hold the load in the front of shoulder, upper bicep, rather than holding the load in the top of shoulder neck area. Trying to avoid that neck becoming overused. Good job, nearly through. Superb, gently down into our push-ups, our press-ups, our push-ups. Our press-ups are a moving plank, so we want core secure, zipping up lower abs, wrap the core, wrap the rib cage to the center. Maybe you're doing this against the side of a sofa, the side of a coffee table, the side of a dining table. Maybe you're choosing to do your press-ups flat on the floor. Either way, you want your hands spread. Big spread fingers and claw at the ground with all your finger pads so that you're not just in the heel of your hand. You want to think about mid-chest, descending to the invisible line between your thumbs, and then core draws up as you push yourself up from the floor. Go as low as you can, or as deep as you can in each and every press up, working with control. Superb. Good. Yeah, fabulous. Up you come. If you need to, a wriggle of wrists. And we're onwards into a pull to target our back muscles, to get those back muscles working. Broad chest, core secure, the hinge shape, bottom right back there, and then that pull back. So your dumbbells start beneath your chin, your eyes maybe, more or less, and then you pull your dumbbells backward so that the wrists come back toward the hips. But you initiate the move with this idea of firing up your back muscles. It sort of feels like you're wrapping your your outer back towards your middle back. And then at the top of the move, when you're here, you've tried to feel for this clench across the spread of your back, sort of where your sports bra is, right from the outer edges all the way through to the bit where your shoulder blades squeeze toward the middle. And you try and hold your back squeeze more than you're holding the load in your arms. It's not that arms are doing nothing, it's just that we really want to get your back working. Nice. Slowly up. Again, a shake through, and we're on to our third and final round. So as ever, broad frame helps you set the intention with which you're going to conquer this last move. Core secure. Curl to press. Down, unravel. Squeezing from your biceps rather than flexing from the wrist. Doing your very best not to swing. So we're trying to work with control. You want to be cautious that when you curl up in your bicep curl, you don't lean backward in your lower back. You try not to swing from your hips or your shoulders. Nicely done. And when you come down, you want to hold on to the muscular load in the front of your shoulder, upper bicep, rather than in your neck. So just repeating what I told you on the previous round there. Lovely, nearly through with these curl to presses. Good job, you. Yes, done. So our press up, our push up, our press up coming up next. The higher the surface you're pressing toward, the easier the press up. The lower the surface you're pressing toward, the harder the press up.
Let's go.
In your plank shape, just check your tailbone is tucked under and you've zipped up from pubic bone to belly button. So it feels like you've anchored your lower tummy upward towards your lower back. And as you push your way up from the base of the press up, really sort of scoop up those lower tummy muscles. Lower with control to as low as you can go, and hopefully it should feel sort of heavy, like a real muscular effort to push your way up from the base of that press up. Press ups are very holistic. Biceps, triceps, chest and shoulders all working. They give you lots of bang for your buck. No rush. Lovely. Up you come. As ever, a shake of shoulders, a wriggle through of the wrists, and our row. Our pull, our double arm bent over row on the end here. So dumbbells at the ready. Broad chest, core secure, your hinge, bottom. Don't be shy about that bottom. Push the glutes right back behind you, and the glutes should feel like they're fired up or firmed up rather than bottom sort of tucking under and being slack. So we want the glutes full of muscular tension so they're providing support for the lower back. Remember the idea of open the shoulders from the chest, pull the shoulders back from the ears, wrap your outer back toward the middle back, and try and feel for a back squeeze when you're way up here, rather than holding the tension in your arms. Nearly there. Work with control.
10 seconds.
There is a little bit of lower back work to hold you in this shape. We don't want it to feel too achy. Keep supporting with glutes firm and core secure. Nice. Up you come. And shake that through. Weights down for a second there. First circuit done. The next countdown timer on our clock, just ignore it for us, it's a rest period.
Let's go.
Okay, so we're not going anywhere. Just a chance to grab a sip of water, to shake it through, to catch the breath. Well done, you. Okay, so I'll show you where we're heading in our next trio of exercises, our next circuit. We're going to start with an rowing up the body. And that one, some people don't like that in the shoulders. If it doesn't work for you, your shoulders don't like that move, just go for bicep curl. Move number 2, we're going to do a pullover. I'll show you this quickly.
Rest.
So move number 2 will be at the side of our step, going overhead and pulling forward. If you don't have a step that allows you to get lower than the step on the other side of it, you could do that on the floor, or you could just work with what you've got as best you can.
Let's go.
Right, let's go. It says broad chest, core secure, dumbbells in hand, and we're pulling upward. So we're rowing upright. It's an upright row. We're pulling vertically up the line of the body. So you could hold your 2 dumbbells with the ends of the dumbbells together with a bit of friction so you know they're working in tandem. If it's more comfortable for you, they could be slightly wider. That's totally fine, up to personal preference. What we want to think about is everything pulls upward. So your shoulders shrug upward and your shoulder blades pull up your back and all of your back muscles pull up your back, and we're trying to achieve a little muscular squeeze in the top back at the top of the move. Good job. And remember, we have another 2 times that we're going to be going through, so you can put all those pointers into play. Down we come, aside your step. Your step, whatever you're using as your fitness step.
Let's go.
Mid-back on the step, up with your hips. You could have 1 dumbbell in each hand, or you could be holding 1 dumbbell with 2 hands. From here, we want to work from the shoulder to extend the dumbbell all the way overhead, stretching out your underarm and your outer back.
Halfway there.
Now, let me just show you, if you do not have a step where that works for you, down on the floor is fine. Just working to where your dumbbells touch the floor. If that's the option that works best for you, that is absolutely fine. Keep the core muscles taut or zipped up, and we're trying to feel a bit of a stretch in the outer back, just under the underarm area. Nicely done. Good. From there then, wriggling backwards, we have tricep dips. So we are using the side of your step. Broad chest,
Let's go.
big spread fingers. Do your very best to not just be in the heel of your hand, but almost try and claw at the bench or at your step as you push up, and spreading the load through all the finger pads. Good job. Here we want to bend from the elbow and straighten the elbow, rather than coming forwards from the shoulder and rounding the back.
Halfway there.
To make it easier, feet closer to the bench. To make it tougher, feet further away from the bench. Core muscles taut. And you can make it easier still by physically pushing through your feet to help on the way up. You're trying to get a squeeze in the back of your arm at the top of the move. Nearly there.
Rest.
Lovely. Sitting back. Give your wrist a little wriggle through. And we find our way back to the start of the move. Of the circuit, I should say. So, dumbbells at the ready. Broad chest, core muscles anchored in.
Let's go.
And here we are, pulling vertically upward. So the dumbbells are a couple of inches in front of your body, just making sure you don't bosh yourself on the way up. Good. Remember that everything tries to pull upward here, specifically in your back. So imagine all the back muscles are trying to creep up your back to almost, how would I say this, almost like meat at the top of your back for a muscular squeeze here as everything pulls upward. So you're trying to consciously squeeze this area so that the front of shoulder doesn't do the whole lot. Keep thinking about it. It's not the only area that's working, it's just the area we want to get to most consciously. Well done. Over we come to our pullover. So whether you're doing this at the side of a step, side of a sofa if you've got space, side of a footstool, coffee table might work. If not, the version that's on the floor is perfect. So, remember you've got option of both dumbbells being held, both dumbbells, one in each hand. If you're doing that, just stick your dumbbells together with a bit of friction. Or you have the option of one dumbbell held with both hands. Now we work from the shoulder here.
Halfway there.
And actually the angle at the elbow doesn't change change much at all. So as you go overhead, do your best not to bend the elbow too much more. Remember, you're trying to feel a bit of a stretch in your underarm area and your outer back. Keep the connection to those areas as you pull the dumbbells forward. Nice, and then again, carefully down. From there, the tricep dips. I'll show you an alternative here. I realise I didn't do that on the first circuit. If you're tricep dipping, spread the load through all the finger pads. Arms further forward, legs further forward is tougher. Legs closer to the bench is easier. If you don't like that in your wrists, your option is this. Dumbbell held overhead, down the line of the spine, and pulling vertically upward. So that is your option if you don't like tricep dips in your wrists. So either option, or you could do half tricep dips and then go on to do half of those overhead tricep extensions. If you're with me in the tricep dips, at the top of the dip, really try to extend your neck out of your shoulders, and you want to squeeze in the back of the arm muscle, not the elbow joint. Try your best not to clank at the elbow joint, but to squeeze your back of arm, your tricep muscle. Lovely job. As ever, a wriggle of wrists if you need. You could do a little stretch of the wrist in the opposing direction if you need. We're back to the start, third time through. Adapt your weights if you need.
Let's go.
Or challenge yourself if you can. So for example, that one, if you needed to, you could always do holding one weight if you needed to take the weight down. Good work. Either way, I always think it's better to work with control and with good connection to the muscles than it is to just rush through it in a slapdash way. Lovely. So we pull vertically upward, and remember the most conscious bit is trying to get that muscular squeeze just beneath the base of the neck in the either side of the upper back. Doesn't mean it's the only bit that's working. Of course, the arms and front of shoulders are working as well. Good job, you. Done. Lovely. Down we come to pull over. So again, the option to do it from the mat, from the ground, if you need to. That's absolutely fine if that's the best option for you.
Let's go.
Or if you have that side of bench, side of coffee table, side of footstool, poof, anything like that would work. Good, and remember your two options of holding either one dumbbell held in both hands or the two dumbbells, one in each hand, but sort of stuck together with a bit of friction, so you're working in tandem. Now, glutes working and core secure if you're, like me, off the floor. If you're down on the floor whilst you do it, very much core secure.
10 seconds.
Elbows are slightly outwardly bowed, and remember you work from the shoulder, not from the elbow.
Rest.
Carefully down with your dumbbells, and finishing this circuit with our tricep dips. Tricep dips if you can, and if you need to, your tricep overhead extensions.
Let's go.
If your wrists don't like tricep dips. Remember to spread the load through the whole hand, through all the finger pads, rather than just descending into the heel of your hand. Now, as you do the tricep dip here, work towards having narrow-ish elbows rather than outwardly splayed elbows. At the top of the tricep dip, we're trying to get a squeeze in your back of arm muscle, not just a clank at the joint. And do try to extend the neck out of the shoulders at the top of the dip. As ever, core secure, work with control, but also with purpose. You can remember to physically push through your feet if you need a hand to get to the top of the move. Nearly there. Lovely. And again, a breath, a wriggle of wrists, maybe that little stretch of the fingers toward the forearm if you need the opposing stretch. On the next countdown timer, ignore it.
Let's go.
All we're doing is resting at this stage. So I'm hoping you've worked with sufficiently challenging weights for you, whereby your heart rate is up. So strength training doesn't mean it's not cardio training. Our heart and lungs should be working hard to provide the oxygen for the muscles that are demanding that oxygen to create the energy they need to push the weight. And the heavier the weight is, or the more challenging the weight is for you, the higher the heart and lungs will have to work, or the harder they'll have to work to provide that oxygen. So I'm hoping you are feeling the cardio effects as well as the strength effects.
Rest.
Okay, and so our final circuit, twice through. If you have an option of a slightly lighter weight, I would recommend you maybe take that here. Or just ensure you're working with control. So we're here. We're forward and lateral raise. One comes immediately to the front, one comes immediately to the side. Now the trick here is you try and lift the load from your shoulder. Think about, just show you here, sort of front of shoulder, side of shoulder, not this area here in your neck. So we're trying to connect to front of shoulder, side of shoulder to lift the weight to the front, to the side. Doing your best not to swing from the hips, lean backward or twist or contort the torso at all. Which means we're doing core stability training as we go. We're trying to keep hips and ribs square to the front, lifting from the shoulder, taut core. Nice job. Gently down. Tricep kickbacks. Keeping your weights probably on the lighter side. Broad chest as ever, core secure, that hinge shape as well, bottom back there, glutes fired up. Elbows, they poke to the ceiling and they pin to the waist. Then we extend and bend from the elbow. I highlight elbow because I want you to limit any flexion from the wrist. We want to sort of squeeze it back or ease it back rather than throwing it back with momentum. All right? Keep it consciously connected to the muscles. Much more effective for you that way. Underneath you, just check your tummy muscles are zipped up or anchored up. You feel like you've flattened lower belly upwards to your lower back. Good job. We want to fully straighten the arm at the back of the move with a squeeze of our back of arm muscle. Good job, you. Up you come. Now that should get quite bitey in the back of arms there. Nice job. Bicep curl to round the world. We're working the rotational function of the shoulder and we're hopping back to bicep curl, which we did at the very beginning. Broad chest, core secure as ever. Bicep curl, that bit's fair enough. And then round the world with control. At any point, if you prefer just to do the bicep curls, or of course just to do the round the worlds, you absolutely can. Bicep curls would be slightly easier, round the worlds would be slightly more challenging. We want to work with control. I know I'm like a broken record saying that, but it couldn't be more true. In order for it to be effective and to be safest for you, you want to work with control rather than with throwing momentum into the move. Nice. And keeping the arm, the elbow just off lock as you do those round the worlds. Good job. Lovely. Down for a beat if you need to release the hands. You can always do a little stretch like so in the hands because holding dumbbells, it works those grip muscles quite a lot. Second time, this final circuit, broad chest, zip up core, slightly soft at the elbow, and we have forward and lateral raise, keeping our ribs and hips as square to the front as we can. Doing your very best not to lean backward, not to lean to the side, not to contort the torso at all. Use your breath to help you out. Puffing out as you raise. Try to lift from your shoulder. Think about that front of shoulder and side of shoulder. Just check in that your side raise doesn't go behind the body. It's in your peripheral vision there, just to the side. If anything, it's ever so slightly forward. Rather than ever so slightly backward. Good job, you. Yes, lovely. Okay, your tricep kickbacks. So back of arm, your tricep muscle, here, being targeted. Broad chest as ever, core secure. Your hinge and fire up those glutes behind you. They provide support to your lower back. Up with the elbows, pin them to the waist, poke them to the ceiling. Core taut, glutes solid. Squeeze it back with muscular purpose, giving your back of arm muscle a conscious clench or squeeze or connection or contraction. rather than throwing momentum into it.
Halfway there.
Your gaze should just be down, so once you've looked at the screen and you know the move, what it looks like, put your neck just square down so you're not craning at the neck.
10 seconds.
Use that puff out to help you out. Puffing out at the tough point of the move, that push back. Stay taut in the core till the end. Nice, up you come again, shake through in the shoulders. If you need to release release the hands, the wrists, the grip work, shake them all out. Final move then, our bicep curls around the world. Broad chest, zip up core, squeeze from your bicep, and then elevate up and round from your shoulder. And again, similarly to what I said before, if you'd rather just do the bicep curls or just do the round the world, of course you can. So just able to make it your own in that way. If you're doing those round the worlds, really think about your front shoulder controlling the movement, particularly when you get past that 180-degree mark. That's the toughest bit of the move. That's where you want to really connect to the shoulder to feel like you're putting on the brakes in the muscles to provide control for the movement pattern. Nearly through. Yes, well done you. Weights go down. You are there. Just turning off our timer. You've made it. Workout done. I hope you feel fantastic and strong for doing that. Couple of stretches then to finish off. So just bear with me for 2 more minutes. We're going to start with a little stretch of fingers toward your forearm, the sort of back of your wrist there in your forearm, to get a stretch of the front of forearm here. Well done. So our stretches here at the end, they give you a chance to let the heart rate come down. Other side. Let the breathing settle, let the heart rate and the lungs just sort of steady back to normal. Helps the central nervous system regulate back down. Arms behind the back next, broad chest. So that you feel, when you've finished your workout and you've left your mat and you've turned it off, you are cool, calm and collected again. Rather than still feeling like there's adrenaline rushing around your body and you're taking that on to your next task. You don't want that. So give your time to do the stretches. So here we are with our hands interlinked behind us. You could interlace the fingers, you could hold one wrist with one hand, and then you're opening the shoulders from the chest. Trying to feel a bit of front shoulder, top chest stretch. You can add an arm elevation behind you, but only so far as your shoulders feel happy and you don't want the shoulders to round. So you still want that open chest or lift the heart to the sky sensation. Nice job. From there, hands in front, a rounding of your back, like a great big capital C behind you. Spread your shoulder blades. And you can even sort of scoop your tailbone under to get the bottom part of the capital C. And then from here, if we add a little, I'll show you side on, a little sort of tilt or twist or rotation, and you pull the top arm forward and across and you get down the side seam of the back on one side. Lovely. And then same on the other side. Well done. Fantastic. Finishing today, last stretch. Arm up and overhead, bend at the elbow, hand down the line of the spine. Encourage that arm down, opening the underarm, getting a little bit of a stretch in the tricep, the back of arm, which of course is facing the front in this shape. Great work. And finally, same on the other side. Lovely job. So last stretch here, just don't rush it, hold it for long enough to be effective. Well done you. Arms come down. You are there. I hope you are feeling strong, empowered, proud of yourself. Fantastic. You've made that decision to make it to your mat to do your workout. Fab. Let me know how you got on and do join me again soon. Well done. Bye-bye.